before we jump into our content, I wanted to provide a list of some of the basics that it would be nice to familiarize yourself with before we jump in here. So as I stated, I'm not a Python expert, so I'm not going to try to, you know, come at you guys with all these basics and all these beginning building blocks. I have put notebooks in here for you, as we just discussed, and as you've downloaded already, that will allow you to run this and follow along with the course. But if you want any kind of deeper understanding, these are the items that I would pick. And I put a reference sheet here attached to this section, which will take you to some helpful links if you are wanting to learn more before you jump in. But these are the things that I would kind of, maybe go out and just do a little bit of research on, or keep in the back of your mind as you're going through these sections to further your knowledge on, because it could be helpful for other things even outside of this course. So of course, with basics with Python, being able to assign variables and the types of variables, so dictionaries, lists, normal text variables, numbers, floats, just making sure you're very familiar with those. Creating functions, calling them, and then what type you're returning. So being able to pass information back and forth, knowing when functions run, and how you structure those inside of a Python notebook. We'll also be referencing notebooks from other notebooks, so that we don't have to have these long giant notebooks. We can edit quickly certain functions that we want to use in multiple notebooks. So we will take advantage of the quick capabilities within the Python Jupyter Lab environment of being able to call notebooks within the same course content folder to access different types of metrics that we want to run. So just maybe familiarize yourselves with calling those notebooks. And then lastly, exporting that data to an Excel or CSV format. So we will use 2 Excel and 2 CSV calls in this course to push that out. It will be writing it right to our course content folder. So when you do that, just be aware that if you have notebooks open and you try rewriting, you're going to get errors in your code. If you have notebooks that you're going to overwrite if you're utilizing the same name. So just be aware where it's writing them. If you've got them open and you've overwritten them, or all the basics of when you save or use those functions, where it's putting that folder in the course content, so in the folder you're currently running that notebook from. So just be aware. And again, I would familiarize yourself with that. I would also be familiar with modules. So we already installed the modules we're going to use for this, but it'd be helpful to look at some of the additional things such as NumPy, pandas, and your dash applications, which again it's a Plotly add-on as well, but I'll put some helpful links again here for those modules, and they can be utilized for a lot more than what we're using them in for this course. And then lastly, if it were me and I were looking at this, I would take advantage of YouTube, take advantage of the thousands of courses, 5 to 10 minute videos that cover all the basics of everything you'd need to know or could dream of in Python or even Dash applications. And then when you want to actually start thinking about other financial indicators, so we're going to cover a few in this course. One of the things that was very helpful for me was a gentleman by the name of Rune at learnpythonwithrune.org, who does a really good job breaking down from a financial perspective metrics, converting what they're doing to calculate them into a Python script, and then being able to deploy those to a data set. So with that, let's go ahead and actually jump into our course content.